Okay, is this working? I think this is working. I mean, the audio levels still seem pretty high in terms of background noise, but I mean, I guess cars were going by. Anyway, hey everybody, Flash Notion here. This is gonna be a much more casual video. I guess I should explain what's going on. Simple explanation, time got away from me. I realized I didn't have enough time to record a reaction today, at least of the normal variety, so I started looking for something else I could do, like a shorter reaction or some other type of video that I could throw together in the time that I had, and there was nothing. At least nothing that my brain could come up with in terms of alternate videos, and for non-reaction videos that were like structured and like a tier list or something. My brain could not come up with anything like that. You can see my hand waving around out here. But yeah, so I just decided, why not just do like a sort of update on things outside the channel kind of thing. And yeah, I think that could work out pretty well. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm going to start off here with magic related stuff, because this does take up a fair amount of my time. So yeah, I just got in a shipment of cards here, and I will be opening and sorting them. Gonna see how much time I have available for me. I guess there's not that much time. I don't know. We might not be doing that on this video, but I figured I'd set it up just in case. Gotta move my keyboard around here so that way I have a bit more room. Get my phone out of the way. Get my drink out of the way. Yeah. All right. That should be good. So before we do that, then I guess, or wait, hang on. So yeah, in addition to all of those cards, I have also been doing something else. I've joined a Discord server called for a YouTube series called I Hate Your Deck, which is about magic stuff. And yeah, that's been pretty fun. I've been playing a lot of games and in general very much enjoying myself over there. I mean, I don't think I've won any games yet, but like, I mean, the people on there, they're most of them are more experienced than me. Most of them have more money than me to be throwing at the game of Magic. And yeah, so I don't hold anything against them for that, for beating me. And besides, if I want to have a better chance at winning the game, I can always go back over to my other server that I'm part of. Oh my goodness, it's actually quite warm in my recording area right now. I desperately wish I could have my fan on while recording, but there's no way to do that and not just completely overwhelm the microphone. So yeah, that's what's been going on magic-wise. And if I have enough time, I might sort those out. I don't know. I mean, I guess this video might be a little bit late anyways, so yeah, we'll probably do that. But before we do that, let me just it's probably an echo right now. Okay, yeah, switch over here to Minecraft, because I mean, I might as well update y'all on my Minecraft. Oh no, hold on, I have to exit out of that Discord and that I was yeah, I have to exit out of my Discord because right now people are going to be posting and making noises in the ears, and I don't want that in this video. Right, so what was here last time and what wasn't? I don't remember. Aside from, I know the building to my left, now right, was not there. Yeah. Okay, we'll start with the obvious. I've been trying to do some alternate lighting for the island rather than the torch spam that I had before. And so, yeah, the paths all have these hanging lanterns next to them, over them, whatnot. In places where that isn't as possible or wouldn't look as good, I've gone for stuff like this. And I've been more recently working on lighting up the beach areas, because the grass areas are easy. The grass areas I can put carpets and moss carpets down on top of lighting sources and it will look fine. The beaches don't really have that. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to build these rocks and hide the light sources inside the rocks and cover those up with gray carpets. And that actually manages to look fine. And in places where I don't want to build the full-size rocks, I can just do this and have small rocks. That was a mistake. And of course, you know, buttons as pebbles, that sort of thing. And so far, it's actually been working out pretty good. If I take off, I've done about I guess more than half of the island's beach areas, and you can see over here I've gone for like ridges and put some gravel down, built up the dirt behind it just a little bit, make it look like the dirt was pushed up against it. Really wish vanilla Minecraft would have dirt slabs and stairs, or grass slabs and stairs, similarly to how they added the stone variants of slabs and stairs. Yeah, grass and dirt ones would be amazing. And also, as part of the lighting update, I don't think I was able to show it off at all, but in a couple areas I've started trying to put my beacons underground. Ow. So like, this is actually a full beacon. You can't see it, but the iron pyramid is completely underground. I don't think anything else has changed since my last world tour. It might have. I might be confusing the last world tour that I did for you guys with the last world tour that I did for my friends. So like, this is we'll just go over everything that like I can think of, because I'm pretty sure I showed you guys like the villager setup and the mob farm and this and my storage area, my iron farm that's over there behind it, the dripstone, the smelter. I might not have, though. The smelter might actually be too new. I don't know. Was the smelter here before or after this? See, this is where I wish I kept like a map room that was a record of the island, not just what the island currently is. Because yeah, if I could go through and be like, here's when I update everything, you know, it might be a bit easier. Yeah, I think most of like this side of the island was here before. I'm not sure about like my cobblestone farming setup that's in here, or over there where I farm like the warped and crimson nether stuff, my purple little my building for gathering chorus plants and whatnot. This is for getting basalt. I don't know if any of this was here before. But I definitely know that this building over here was not here the last time I did a world tour. So yeah, take it in. It's like I can't tell if it's the second or the third biggest building on the island. I think it's the third, because it seems like it's smaller than this, the dripstone and lava setup. Pretty sure it's smaller than that. But I don't know. I know that this takes up more it takes up more area on the map, but I don't know if it's bigger. Obviously the biggest structure on the island is the mob farm. But this is, you might be able to see him in there. This is my new villager setup. So my old villager setup was in the Crimson building in the background there. And my new villager setup is over in here. And this building is far superior. I don't have a villager breeder or a villager zombification and curing station set up in here, but that's because I don't really need one as much anymore. And I'll show that off in a second. So yeah, building this structure though was kind of a pain, because I first created it in creative mode, and then I came onto survival mode and I gathered up all the resources that I would need for it, which was also a pain because a lot of it I could only get by trading with villagers. So I had to breed and, make cheap all the villagers that I needed first, then trade with them to get the materials, then build the building that the villagers would go in. So it was a process. And yeah, I'm just going to try and go around the building from the ground on the outside to give you just an idea of like the materials used. You can see there's a lot of quartz, a lot of purpur, a lot of dark prismarine, lapis, amethyst, sea lanterns, and regular lanterns. Yeah, there's a lot of material. This is my current staging area for the beach project. Yeah, so if we stop the pan and go back out to the front, yeah, one of the reasons why it was such a big pain in the ass was because of this central area here. That is a glass fog effect. That is like 13 layers of glass blocks going down into the earth in a cube's almost shape that is basically the same size as the above ground main structure. Yeah, the main above ground structure and the area that I mined out underneath it. Real quick, we'll just eat. Yeah, the area that I mined out for the glass was almost as big. And that area down there is entirely lined with sea lanterns. I mean, it doesn't really show through, but yeah. And just, yeah, getting that right was a frickin' pain. But, worth it in the end. I mean, yeah, there you can kind of see, if you look on the edges and in the corners, it probably doesn't show up very well in the video due to, like, compression stuff. But, like, there's you can start to see, like, the layers of glass and how I achieved the effect. Oh boy, what do I do here? Looks like, it might be about time to sleep. Okay, that hurt. Okay, so we'll just go over here and sleep. Oh, okay, let's see, gotta wait till it reaches the horizon there. I think that's time. Yep. I gotta be extra careful to not let mobs spawn on the island right now while everything isn't lit up, because otherwise then I have to just fly away in order to get them to despawn, and it's an extra hassle. But yeah, so because of how complex this structure was, when I was rebuilding it in survival mode from creative mode, I basically had to go layer by layer and 3D print the structure up. And yeah, it sucked. I never want to do that again. But yeah, I mean, worth it in the end here. So yeah, you got all the pillars and like pillar tops, beacons for decoration up there. Those don't provide any effects. It's the rest of the island's beacons that provide haste too. But yeah, you got the emerald block there to signify, trading. And then if you come in here, you have the staircases up to the second floor. You have anvil for combining books and whatnot together. You got this for disenchanting them. Ender chest. I want to put a generic chest here just for storing emeralds. But yeah, over there we got my my 2 farmers that I can come over here and trade with to get more golden carrots, my preferred food. And then the rest of this floor is nothing but librarians. You can see I've labeled each slot with the book that they sell. So there are, I want to say 22 different different villagers, different librarian villagers. Each one trades a different book, but they all have this pair of trades right here. This is what's known as the infinite book trade. So you buy the bookshelves for 1 diamond. Each bookshelf, when you break it down, gives you 3 books. Each book you sell back to them for 1 diamond. Not diamonds, emeralds. So basically you can turn 1 emerald into 3 emeralds with no problem. And it's a lot easier than the glass trade, which I also have going on in quite a few of these. Like all the ones on this side specifically sell glass. And the thing you can do with glass is you can turn it into glass panes, and the glass panes you can sell to cartographers to get emeralds, and yeah, multiply your emeralds in that way. And it's a pretty good way of multiplying emeralds, but like the book one is easier. So yeah, I mean, the first floor is, yeah, all librarians. The second floor, if we go up, you can see the decorative enchanting setup that, like, it's fully functional. I'm just never going to use it because I have all the librarians. So you can see I still have some empty slots, but over here is a set of cartographers, and over here is all masons. Now, these guys are not idealized in their trades. If they were idealized, I would have every glazed terracotta and every non-glazed terracotta in here to trade with them for, but I don't have that because I only wanted these guys for massive amounts of quartz. And to be fair, that's probably what I'm going to continue wanting them for. I might also, use them for the chiseled stone bricks. I don't know if I can uncraft. I don't know if I have the data pack for that. For uncrafting stone bricks, or the chiseled stone bricks specifically, into like regular stone brick slabs or whatever. So that way I can turn these basically into every variant of stone bricks if I wanted to. I don't know if I have that data pack, but if I don't, doesn't matter. So yeah, and then back here is just an open exit slash entrance for Elytra. So yeah, I think that's about everything. There's a flower farm over here. I had to make that for when I was doing the glass, because I needed like 5 billion freaking what do they call them? The blue ones, cornflowers. Yeah, I needed those. So it was more practical to build this setup than it was to go out into the world and pick them all up. So yeah, speaking of going out into the world, I feel like there's something over here that I haven't shown off yet. Yes. My slime chunks. Yeah. So these 4 chunks are slime chunks. You can see one of them has already spawned down there. So yeah, I dug these 4 chunks all the way down to bedrock, and I started lighting up the caves in the area, so that way I could get, massive amounts of slime if I wanted to. And I wanted to, originally I was planning on building an actual farm here, but then I realized that I get quite a lot just by killing these things with my looting sword, and I just decided that it wasn't worth it. Not worth it. I'm never going to need industrial quantities of slime. So, same reason why I'm not going to build a squid farm ever. So yeah. And then, actually, the beacons are all new, aren't they? I didn't have the beacons last time I saw you guys. I might have had one. I might have had one beacon, but I doubt that because... Ow. Ooh. Emergency. What's going on out there? Yeah, I got my first beacon in order to mine out the slime farm. Or slime chunks, rather. So, you guys probably have not seen my nether. Or more specifically, what I've done to my nether. You can start to see what I've done here. I needed wither skulls for making withers to kill and make beacons. So I took this fortress that was actually right next to my portal, and I made a wither skeleton farm. Which there is a lot of these guys in here right now. Partially because, only wither roses, there's nothing else that can spawn in this farm. And let me tell you, getting these wither roses without a dedicated farm is a pain. But the main reason why there's so many of them, if I can just get through this gap, really, I'll just go up and around. Psych. Yes, out the gap. Aside from a few areas that I had to come in and just chuck lava on, every single block in a 128 block radius, not diameter, radius, away from that farm, and more specifically my AFK spot, has been slabbed. So occasionally a ghast might spawn, but yeah, nothing else can in the entire radius. So you go outside of it and you immediately just get shit tons of piglins and whatnot. But inside the radius, nothing. No skeletons, no endermen, no nothing. It's incredibly peaceful, but also incredibly, incredibly weird. So yeah, as you can see with my flying around there, all of these guys despawned. As far as how I got the Wither Roses, what I ended up doing was I took a bunch of chicken eggs into the end to a spot underneath the end portal where I could spawn in the Wither, and by spawning in the Wither there, when the Wither spawns, it explodes. And so with enough chickens there, the Wither would explode, and eventually enough explosions in that area would kill them, and they would turn into Wither Roses. Of course, by the time I got enough Wither Roses to make that farm effective, I'd actually farmed enough Wither skeleton skulls and enough Nether stars to make all the beacons I would ever require. Now this is a fun little area. This is my Guardian farm, and I think I showed it off before, but I've upgraded it since then. So it's now actually effective. I mean, I have a beacon here and everything. So I can actually come over here, and it's about to get a little bit loud. No, only for a second. And a second again. But yeah, I can stand here. I can farm these guys for almost forever. Get a shit ton of drops. Where did that one come from? Yeah. It's a nice little farm. Now that I've gotten all those sea lanterns, I doubt I'll ever use it again. So yeah, what's the best way to get back up? Ow. Right over here. Yep. So yeah, that's my Minecraft world, and it is definitely later, oh no, than I would have wanted it to be. Let's go all the way up to my mob farm, actually, because that's where I have an alternate bed that I can just sleep in and get rid of all the mobs that might be on the ground. Beep. Okay. So I'm going to just drop down here to my staging zone, and then we'll go back over to the other one. Okay. So, with that done, and since it's already past the time when the videos are normally going out, I don't see any reason why not to crack open these Magic the Gathering card-filled sleeves of plastic and start sorting them out. Because why not? I mean, sounds like fun, doesn't it? At least fun for me. Ooh, a lot of these have like special stuff. Ooh. Yeah. See, the cool thing about using TCG Player's like optimization thing is that sometimes it'll get you like really cool alternates, like arts and alternate sleeves and like foils when you weren't expecting them. So like that is shiny, that's shiny, these are shiny, everything's shiny apparently. It's great. They're all probably gonna Pringle. Alright, so let's see if I can figure out where a lot of these go. This one I know goes over here in my doesn't matter if you block it deck. Same with that one. I think, alright, let's see, 3 of these. One goes in there. One goes in here. And I think this one goes in here. That sounds about right. This one goes here, and that's like the only... No, it doesn't go in there. Then where does it go? Oh, it goes over here. The Pirates deck. Nice. Okay, and then we got 2 of these. One goes in here, and one goes in not this one. It must go in that one. Nice. Okay, this one goes here. This one goes here. This one goes over here. This one goes in here. This one also goes over here. Okay, let's see. One of these goes here, and one of these goes in here. Why don't I have one for this one? Well, I guess I already have one in it. That's weird. Alright, so then this one goes in here. This one goes in here. This one goes over here. And this one goes in here, as does that one. Where does this one go? Where does this one go? Magma Phoenix. Oh. Goes in the red deck one, of course. That one undoubtedly goes over here. Protection from creatures. Where did I want that one? Surprisingly not in that deck. Ah, that would make sense. Ooh. Rampant Growth. Okay, so there's actually 2 decks that have one of these set to go in it. So, but I only have one here. So either there's another one in one of these other packs, or there's another one in the cards that haven't arrived yet, because there's another smaller set that's being shipped. I'm going to choose to believe it's in one of these other packs. Alright, so this one definitely goes over here. This one goes in the Pirates, of course. This one must go over here. Now we have 2 more. I believe this one goes... Yep, goes in here. And this one also goes in there. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I've missed a few. This one goes over here. This one goes over here, and this one... Does this one also go over there? No. Where does it go? Does it go there? Okay, come on. Where is it? Oh, I got it for Pirates deck, but I don't know if I'll keep it there. We'll see. Is this boring? It might be boring if you don't already know what each of my decks does, so I guess I could explain that. So this one, which I mistakenly put down even though I didn't buy any decks for it, this one is a Hydra deck that uses elves to ramp and get the Hydras out faster and bigger. It's pretty cool. Not my strongest, though. Put the box there. Okay, so then this one, which does have at least a couple cards that's supposed to go into it. This one is a Knights Tribal deck, which means that all the creatures that are in the deck are knights or angels, or both. So yeah, it's a pretty fun one. Basically, they don't care if they die. They have that zealous nature that you would expect from these guys, sort of guys. Okay, let's see. One of these goes here, and then one of these goes... Where does it go? It goes over there. So this one, Torbran, my red deck wins deck. I mean, oh, yes. I've been wanting this guy for ages. That's in the wrong pile. He goes over here. Anyways, so yeah, it wants to deal a lot of damage right to your face or to your creatures directly. So it wipes the field every single time. This guy must go in here, I think. Yes, okay. So then there's my Kogla deck, aka King Kong, and he likes humans, and he likes protecting humans. Specifically, he likes to put humans back into my hand so that way I can recast them and get effects by recasting them. He also becomes indestructible whenever I bounce a human like that. So he can get pretty strong, but only if I do things just right. This one, my Winota deck, she's probably my strongest. She lets me use a bunch of like animals and stuff to cheat out a bunch of humans and make them very, very strong. Right, okay. This guy goes here. And of course, you've already seen him now. This is my Sea Monsters deck. It wants me to put a bunch of sea monsters into my graveyard and then resurrect them onto the battlefield directly. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Ooh. Okay. Nice. Okay. We'll just... I haven't found the card that's in that one yet. Ooh, did that one come in the other set? That would be disappointing. So this one's landfall and plant-based deck. So, I mean, if I'm explaining this like y'all automatically know what Magic the Gathering not only is, but how it's played. Which, I mean, maybe some of you do. Maybe some of you don't. Those of you that don't might have checked out already. I don't know. But, yes, to play Magic the Gathering, you need land cards. And then those land cards you can use to make mana. And you can use that mana to summon creatures or otherwise cast spells. And so when I say a deck like this depends on lands, usually in Magic you can only play one land per turn. Decks like this want you to play multiple lands per turn, either by effects of spells or by doing something unusual. Otherwise, okay, where does this one go? Where? Okay. This one. So, yeah. I've also mentioned tribal decks a few times in here. Tribal decks are, well, tribal is a way to refer to a theme of a deck, and usually tribal refers to like a specific type of creature that people, or that your deck has a lot of. Like Kogla is human tribal. So all of the creatures in this deck are humans. They might be other things too, but they're all humans, except for Kogla himself. I had somebody the other day refer to it as ape tribal, and I thought that was kind of funny, but yeah, your mileage may vary on that. All right, 2 packs down. 2 packs down. We're doing good. Right, where did I leave off? So I had Sea Monster Tribal. I had Landfall that makes a bunch of plant tokens. Rashmi, my Pseudo Cascade deck that has not gotten its 1 card yet in all of this pack. That kind of sucks. Yeah, it's a really cool deck. It can either go really good or really bad when I play it. Okay, that one goes over here. This one goes here. Here. Right? Yes. This one must be not. Where is this one? Oh, would it be over here? Probably. Yeah. Okay. So then, this guy. This one is a sacrifice deck. Sacrifice is a mechanic in which you, well, sacrifice a creature or any other thing that's on the battlefield in general. But you sacrifice it and put the card into your graveyard, and when you do that, usually you can get some kind of effect. Now, some things force you to sacrifice in order to make your position on... Some things force your opponents to sacrifice in order to improve your position on the battlefield. And those things are pretty cool, but this deck is all about sacrificing your own stuff in order to get effects that increase your position on the battlefield. So that's one of my favorite decks, actually, when it plays well. This deck, I don't know why I put this deck down either. I didn't order anything for that one either. This card being one that I already had, and I'm hoping to include. But I mean, I guess I can explain the deck. So this one is what's called a Voltron deck. So in Magic, there are some cards which they can be attached to creatures, like equipments or enchantments that are called auras. And those cards, when your deck is built around taking those cards and putting as many of them as possible onto one creature, it's called a Voltron deck. And Voltron decks can get really strong really fast if they're built correctly. And in fact, a lot of times Voltron decks are among the strongest decks. I know that I've faced a few Voltron decks that I would very much love to be the one playing them, but playing against them is not fun. In a good way. In a good way. Well, I say it's not fun. It's not fun at the time, but, you know, once it's all over with, you're just like, wow, that was a great time. I had a great time with that. Okay, let's see. I think... yeah, that would make sense. So yes. Then there's this one, which I also didn't get anything for. This one is what's known as a Graveyard Matters deck. So, obviously I've mentioned the graveyard a few times. It's a place where cards go when they die, basically. And this one wants certain stuff to be in your graveyard, and that way you get benefits from it. But that's not a deck that I particularly enjoy playing. I kind of regret building it. Well, I didn't build it. It's a deck that I bought and have tried to upgrade, and that in that regard. What I regret is I regret keeping the deck built in the first place. I should have just let it die. Let's see, that one goes here, this one goes, I guess, over here? Thought I got 2 of those. Where did I put the other one? I don't see it anywhere. I guess that makes sense. I'm not building up too many other single color ones that I care about making them bigger like that. Right, so last pack. So this one I said it doesn't matter if you block the creatures in it. So in Magic, you know, once a turn, there's a combat phase in which your creatures can attack your opponent or opponents, plural, and your opponents can choose their own creatures to block yours. And what this deck does is it makes it so that it doesn't matter if your opponents choose to block because they're still going to be taking damage. So that one's a lot of fun. At least to me it is. Alright, so one goes here, one goes here, one goes here. This one, where does this one go? This one goes over here. Alright, and this one's really simple. It's Pirates Tribal. So all of the creatures in that deck are in fact pirates, which is quite the interesting tribe to build with, actually. Pirates are incredibly versatile. Like, here's a couple of them. Like, this one can't be blocked, and this one wants you to play it after you attack, and then it becomes a copy of something. Those are 2 very different effects. But they're both pirates. And there's a lot of other variation in pirates. Yep, I knew it. I only realized after I bought it that I already had one of these cards, so I don't even know where to put this one. I guess I'll put it over here in this thing. Can you guys hear me right now? Right. So yeah, Pirate Tribal is great. This one's interesting. This one is all about a mechanic from a more recent set called Venturing into the Dungeon. It was a set based on D&D, you know, Dungeons and Dragons. So of course, dungeons matter. And it's such an interesting mechanic because a lot of times, there it is, the actual effects of the dungeons themselves, they suck. But the effects you get for completing the dungeon, or the effects of creatures that care about you venturing into the dungeon, those effects can be very strong. So it's a lot of fun. And then this one, the last one, is a life gain and drain deck. So what that means, you know, when you're playing Magic, you start out with a bunch of you start out with a certain amount of life, and when you as you are playing, your opponents will try to reduce your life to 0. That's the main way that you win a game. And the main way you do that is by attacking. But what this deck does is it drains your opponents indirectly. So that's a pretty cool deck. Alright, so last set of cards is one for each of those, and we are all done, all sorted. So the next move for me is to take these piles and actually put them into their proper homes. But I'm not going to do that right now, obviously. I've kept you guys here for far too long. So I'm just going to put all of these into this special spot here. Did I do that wrong? No. And then I will, as soon as I'm done with this, I will stop the video and let you all go. I mean, technically I'm not keeping... Oh, no, I did do it wrong, didn't I? Yeah. No? No. Okay, I'm just... Yeah, okay. Just confused. So yeah, I'm technically not keeping you here. You guys are choosing to stay here, but you know what I mean. You'll all be fully free to go. There won't be anything that you're missing. Ooh, do I not have enough room in this box? That would be a first. But I guess there was a lot of cards there to add. Ooh. Okay, what if we took out the more unnecessary dividers? Like that, and like that. Yeah, I can just barely fit them in now. Okay, there we go. So that's gonna be everything for this time, for today. I know it's late, I know it's not a reaction, I know this was probably actually boring as fuck, but hey, that's what I've been doing outside of, you know, recording reactions. My life is kind of boring as fuck sometimes, I have to admit, but hey, I try to have fun where I can, even if it's not the kind of thing that everybody will enjoy, or that people will even enjoy hearing about. Tomorrow, I am going to try to do another reaction, of course, and, you know, I desperately want to do some non-reaction stuff, like I have these cards that I just purchased for Magic, but, like, I can totally do some stuff here that I've been wanting to do if I got the right, setup going. I mean, all I would have to do realistically is take this and just flip it over, and I have like a fairly matte black background, and then I can just drop these on here, and like, yeah, the cool things about these are you can draw on them with like your dry erase markers, and then just grab a tissue and wipe it off. And yeah, so I was thinking, like, I have all these like what if story ideas, and so what if I could get those story ideas into like a script format that I can actually record for you guys without the ums and ahs and pauses and awkwardness. Like, I've been wanting to do that. And the biggest hurdle has always been the editing process and making visuals for those sorts of videos. And so, like, right here, what I have is an option where I could, like, draw on these and just move them around like this. Do-de-do-de-do. And have that be the visuals. Is one way that I could do that. I'd really like to get like a printer and actually print out pictures of characters and whatnot, but unfortunately I can't afford a printer. So, you know, I tried. Wow, that's very bright. Makes my hands look all weird. Anyways, enough distractions, enough rambling. I've been going for almost an hour, so that's going to be it for this video. You know, I hope you guys found some kind of enjoyment out of this, and I'll see you all hopefully tomorrow. Okay? Okay. Bye-bye.